Namaste everyone, my name is Mikesh. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to teach you guys how to count from 1 to 100 in Nepali. And before we start, it might sound discouraging and intimidating, but as you practice, everything will get easier. And I'm going to teach you guys the secret sauce. First and foremost, we learn the foundations. The foundations are the number 1 through 20. And we divide them in 2 chunks. So 1 through 10. Ek. Repeat after me. Dui. Tin. Char. Panch. Cha. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that is the first half. Just make sure to memorize them in your heads. And now we'll be looking at 11 through 20. So number 11 is Egara. 12, you got to follow along. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you haven't checked the link in the description box down below, I have put a PDF file to make things easier. So make sure to follow the PDF file. An interesting thing before we proceed, we'll also learn all the name of the cards used in Nepali games. So you have everything from ace to king, but for now, you only need to memorize the number cards. So ace is Eka, Dua or Duki, Tirki or Tia, Chauka or Chobo. You got to follow along, don't get distracted. Panja, Chakka, Satta, Atha, Nahar, Dahar, Gulam, Missy, Basa. Alright, remember all of that, and then we'll be moving on to the next phase. So repeat after me for 11 to 20. Egara, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You see how the name of the cards, the number of the cards, how it correlates to the counting after number 10? Yes, you'll see the similarities later. So now for denominations of tens, or I'd like to call it the decade anchors. So 10 is das, 20 is bis. If you're mad at someone, you can just call them a number 20. But anyways, 30 is this, 40 is chalis, 50 is pachas, 60 is sati, 70 is satari, 80 is asi, 90 is nabe, and 100 is sai or xai. All right, now we've got that. remember, if you want to count in nines, also one step lower than the tens, for example, or your 29, 39, 49, 59, so on and so forth, all you have to do is add unan. Add the prefix unan before the actual 10 denominations. For example, what is the number 30? Louder? This. So what comes before 30? 29. And how do you say 29? You add unan before 30. So unan, what's 30? That's great. This. Unan this is 29. So just like that, 40. What's 40? Chalis. Unan chalis. That's 39. And unan pachas is 49. Unan sati is 59. Unan satari is 69. Unan asi is 79. Unan nabbe is 89. And unan sai is 99. So whenever you count in English, right? If you want to say 21, what do you say? You say 20 and 1, which is you have the decade anchors and the unit number later, but it's swapped in Nepalese. So if I was to say 21 in Nepali, I would be saying 120, if that makes sense. And we'll be using 11 to 20 and the prefixes as the base. So what's an ace in Nepali? Eka. And then you add the base 10 word. So we're at 20s. We're counting 20s. So what's 20? Bis. So you get rid of the B. And what do we have here? Eka is. That's 21. And the next word. Sorry, the next number, 22. You take 12 as the base. How do you say 12? Bara. So you just take ba from the 2 and then add ish to the mix. So ba-ish. 13 was tera. So we just say te. And then we add ish to the mix. Days. And 4. What was the number 4? Char, yes. And what was number 4 in cards? Chauka. So chau, bis. So 24 is chau, bis. We don't remove the B on 24. And 25 is, what was the number 5 in cards? Panja. Pan, pach, it becomes pat, and ish. Pachis. And the number cha, 26, cha, bis. What was the number 7? Sat. And what was 7 in cards? Satta. So sat, ice. Ish becomes aish. So sat, dice. And 28 was at. At. At is, in cards, is atta. So atta, ish. Attais. 29. What's 30? This. What do you add before? What do you add like before the number to make it 29? You add unan. So unan this is 29 and 30 is this. Again, Let's look at 31. Eka tis. But tis. Tet tis. Chou tis. Pai tis. Cha tis. Sad tis. Or some people say satis. So chatis, sartis, at this or artis, unan chalis, and chalis. Easy. If you're having any difficulties, feel free to slow down the video or go to the part that was before this. There will be timestamps in this video. Don't worry too much. And we're getting into the 40s here. Ek chalis, bai alis, tir chalis, chou alis, pai talis, chai alis, sat chalis, at chalis, unan pachas, pachas. The words that I'm separating, try to say together. So when I say unan pachas, just try to say unan pachas, just as a single word. There are exceptions and irregular forms, which are 50s and 70s. And even within those decades, like we have some irregular forms, which we'll go over. And then we get into the 50s. 50s is where most of the trouble starts. I would say midlife crisis. But instead of saying pachas, like ek pachas, dui pachas, ek pachas, ba pachas, doesn't make sense. So we just add unna, anna or unna into the mix. So eka, unna, ba, unna, tri, panna. It's kind of weird saying three panna. It's like, should be three unna, but it's three panna. Cha unna, pach panna, cha panna, san taunna. That's the tricky one. Just remember 5, 7. Just remember S as the sun. And 7 as sun. Sun rises at 7. So sun tauna. Should be sat tauna. Like people would get it, but they wouldn't get it as easily. So it's sun tauna, un tauna, unan sati, and sati. And then we go back to the same formula. Ek sati, bai sati, tir sati, chou sati, pai sati, or it should be panchati, but we say pai shati, pai sati, chai sati, 66, sai sati, at sati, unan satari, satari. And 70s is the other outlier, just like the 50s. But instead of saying satari, we say attar at the end. And if you guys don't know, attar is the perfume type of thing that you put on your clothes. The thing with a roller ball at the top, and you just put on your clothes. That's an attar. Anyways, getting back to 71. Remember, ek. What do we add in the end? See, the part I said before, it was just for distraction. You don't remember? Okay. It's attar. Ek, attar, 71. 72 73 74 or 74, but most people add sound after so 74 75 76 77 78 79 80. And then we go back into the regular formula. What is 80? 80. Awesome. 1 80 81 2 80 83 84 85. Remember, 85 85. And most people get confused with 58 and 85 just because of this. It sounds like it belongs to the 50s, you know. 85 86 87 87 88 99 and 90. And 91 is Eka. What's 90? 90. Okay. You were paying attention. You're doing great. Eka 90. Baya 90. Tira 90. Chaura 90. Pancha 90. Chaya 90. Santa 90. Anta 90. Unan Sai and Sai are Exai. So just to revise, we said the foundations, so which are 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 to 20, which is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we learned the number of the cards. Eka, duka, tirki, chauka, panja, chaka, sata, atta, nahar, dahar, gulam, misi, basa. Alright. And then we looked at the tens denominations. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. And then we looked at unan as the prefixes. In Nepali, you gotta attach the unit of the first digit to the base 10 word. So that applies to most of the Nepali numbers, but it can get a bit tricky. So make sure you keep yourself accountable and try thinking of a random number. That will help you out. Apart from that, hundreds. So hundreds, just repeat the same way, and you just say the number out loud, and then you say 100. So if you want to say 400, what's the number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 400. And if you want to say 900, what's 9? No. No say. And what comes after 900? 1000. What's 1,000? 1,000 is a hazar or 1000. See, I told you guys I would be teaching from 1 to 100, but we're up to 1,000 now. 1000. 2000. And what's the number 50? 50,000. And if you want to say 100,000, you can say 1,000, but we use lakh. So 100,000 is 1 lakh. 200,000 is 2 lakh. So on and so forth. And 10 lakh In English, that's 1 million. So 10, 100,000s, 1 mil. Well, that's the way I learned. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Let me in the comment section down below if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them at any time. Excuse me, I have a bit of cold if I don't sound too energetic. So that is it for today's video. Happy Nepali learning and enjoy Nepal. Bye. Namaste everyone. Namaste. Ooh. Namaste everyone. My name is Mikesh. Welcome to the video. And Namaste everyone. This is going to be. I would like to tell you guys to take it slow. And now we're ready to go. What the? Namaste everyone. My name is Mikesh, and this is going to be a comprehensive video. Namaste everyone. My name is Mikesh. This is going to be a very comprehensive video to learn from 100 to